Hello everyone, it's me again, Kiana, and welcome back to my channel. As you guys can see from the title of this video, we are going to be doing my June wrap-up. In the month of June, I read about 7 books, which makes me really happy because in the month of May I really didn't read anything, which was why there was no wrap-up, no book haul, none of that. So let's go ahead and just get started with this video. For those who don't know how to do my wrap-ups, I normally do them in chronological order of the books that I read first all the way to the books I read last. So let's go ahead and just get started with this video, okay? So the first book I read this month was Fairy Tale Volume 4 by Hiro Mishima. This is the 4th book in the, of course, Fairy Tale series. So in this one, Natsu, Lucy, and of course their cat Happy decide to take on a S-class quest, which isn't technically speaking meant for them because they're lower class in their guild. S-class quest is meant for people on the 2nd and 3rd level. So when they go to do this, they technically get in big trouble. Someone gets arrested, they're getting framed for something. We see more of one of the wizards named Gray. We see his past, which made me really happy because I like how with each volume we're opening up more and more to all these wizards' backgrounds. I really did enjoy this. I believe I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. The next book I read is The Library of Lost Things by Laura Taylor Namely, and this follows a girl named Darcy Wells, and she is a bookworm to the max. She memorizes books after she reads them. She's able to technically recite them off the top of their head. There's one thing a lot of people don't know, and that is her mother is a horrible hoarder. Ever since her father left when she was a little girl, her mother decided to hoard things to try to mask what was going on and everything, and she couldn't stand the idea of Darcy owning books because Darcy's father was an English professor and that's how they fell in love with each other. So the only person who knows about Darcy's mother's problem is her best friend named Marisco. When they both start expanding more and, you know, Darcy starts working with the school play and with the at this job, she meets a boy named Adam who used to go to their school but ended up getting in a really bad car accident that made him in a coma for about 7 months. They start to get close and she's very scared to show him the truth that, you know, her mother's a hoarder, this is a horrible thing that's happening and everything. I really did enjoy this. I liked how I give this 4 out of 5 stars. I liked how Darcy slowly started to open up to the fact of people knowing her mother is a hoarder, that she does need help, and then we find out the truth, which is a little bit of a spoiler, why her mom is a hoarder. Her mom is a hoarder not for the fact that Darcy's father left her. She really didn't care to that. She was like, you know what, whatever, I can do this. She's a hoarder for the fact she left her daughter with her parents for about a year and went and lived with friends in a different state, I believe, and then she realized, like, oh my god, like, I left my baby, I left my child, I'm a horrible mother. So she started to hoard her to try to make up for the fact that she left her daughter, which I really enjoyed. I give this a 4 out of 5 stars, and I really enjoy this. I love the quotes from the book. So every chapter would be, so it would be like this one, chapter 15 is titled The Other Boy Who Could Fly, and it would always be like a quote from a book. So this one is, "Come," he cried impetuously and soared out at once into the night, which is a quote from Gemma and Barr's Peter Pan, which I really did enjoy. But again, the cover is one of my favorite things ever, and I give this 4 out of 5 stars. I then read Shiny Icy Crown by Amanda Lovelace, which is the 2nd book, I believe, in her now poetry trio. And this one is a poetry collection almost based off of Cinderella. So this time I used red and pink tabs. Red was for stuff I related to and pink was stuff I really loved. Before I even get to that, the illustrations that she added now into this one and Break Your Glass Slipper are my absolute favorite. Just like, it's gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous. So one thing I liked was this on page 6. When she daydreams, she's never sitting beside the one who rules. No, she's always the one who does the ruling. Along with the way, someone comes up to her and tells her that women aren't mighty enough to do it all. And just like that, all her hope cracks and splinters, and she never sees the world the same way again. And then something I related to would be on page 86. Yes, I am one of those awful bra-burning feminists. No, I do not hate all men. No, I do not want to switch out the patriarch for a matriarchy. What I do want, however, is a complete equality, a fair chance at becoming the best version of myself, no more restrictions. Absolutely love Demands of the Lovelace. I like her newer poetry collections. Besides The Princess Saves Herself in this one, like The Witch's Burn and The Mermaid's Voice, I really did enjoy those. But these two, I did enjoy. I give this a 4 out of 5 stars. I then read Lumberjanes Volume 18, Hortical Horizons, and I absolutely did this. This was a 5 out of 5 stars. So in this one, we start to get more of a backstory on how Lumberjanes was created, the backstory of the creator, and all of that, which I really did enjoy. We see more of a head counselor with the girls, you know, who believes them when they say, you know, all this stuff is happening and all of that. I really did enjoy this. I love how to the girl, like, months are going by, but to their parents it's only been like a week or 2 weeks, and seeing the backstory of how the camp was created was absolutely one of my favorite things ever, because the entire time, like, reading the first like 17 volumes, I'm like, how did Lumberjanes come to be? How did nobody notice for all these years these monsters lurking around these camps trying to hurt these girls and all of that? And to get the backstory and to know that these girls weren't alone in seeing these monsters and everything made me very, very happy. I give this 5 out of 5 stars. I then finally freaking finished, guys, Wondersmith, The Calling of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend. This is the second book in the Morgan Crow series. And in this one, Morgan is, of course, going to now the Wondersmith Society School. She's in Unit 919, but someone is threatening them to reveal all of, basically threatening every single one of the, you know, unit members. Like, if you don't, I don't know, like one of them was, if you don't bake a cake and leave it in the station, we're going to reveal that Morgan's a Wondersmith, which is a really big no-no in the society. So Morgan is trying to figure out what's going on. She's also trying to figure out like these powers that are coming with being a Wondersmith, but she really, really doesn't understand how Ezra Squall is coming and projecting himself to see her when he's not even alone in the Wonder. I enjoyed this so much. I am going to be doing, hopefully later on this month, a review where I go more spoiler into this, but I did enjoy this, and this was a 4 out of 5 stars. I then read the graphic novel Juliet Takes a Breath by Gabby Rivera and illustrated by Celia Mosek. And this follows a girl named Juliet Milagros Plante, and she is from the Bronx in New York, and she is gay, but she hasn't come out to her family. She gets this internship with this feminist named Harlow Brisman, and she goes, the day that she leaves, she comes out to her mom. Her mom's like, well, you're not gay, you know, maybe this is just a phase, you know, your aunt was gay, but she settled down and she married your uncle, you know, maybe that'll happen the same to you. So she goes to Portland, Oregon, and she's with this woman named Harlow Brisbane, and she comes to terms with her sexuality and all that, but then she learns from Harlow, white feminists, and how they always try to bring down other people of color. I really did enjoy this. I didn't know when I bought this that this is an actual like book and it wasn't just like a graphic novel. I really didn't know that, but I enjoyed this. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. And then the 7th and final book I read is 99 Days by Katie Katugno, and this follows a girl named, oh my god, what is her name? Molly Barlow, and she is returning the summer before she goes off to college, which it says 99 days. She returns to her hometown, and it becomes a problem because the summer before, or the year before, she then dated these 2 brothers without them knowing. Her mother writes this book based off what happened and tells in national television like, oh yeah, this is based off my daughter and how she slept with her boyfriend and her boyfriend's brother, and it started this whole problem. I read it very quickly because the chapters are based off the days, so some days was really long, some days was just like a paragraph long, and I really, really enjoyed this. I think I enjoyed it so much because of Enemy of the Vampire Diaries, how Elena went from Damon to Stefan and all of that, but I really did enjoy this, and I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars, and I do want to read the sequel, 9 Days and 9 Nights, hopefully very soon. So those are all the books I read in the month of July. Comment down below if you guys have read any of these. I'll be leaving here on the side of me 2 videos you guys should go check out. I try to post twice a week. Sometimes life gets in the way, sometimes work gets in the way, and I will hopefully see you guys very soon with another video. Bye guys.